in a little while. In fact, we might be able to just give her a wave very quickly. Can we do that? There she is, and I've got to say, this is Tina's first outing live into the studio. The show earlier on today was at 5 o'clock, and what an amazing job Tina did. Now, we have seen a little bit of Tina before, but just her hands, because she sent in video tutorials before, so we only got to see her hands, so it's great to have her in the studio here. Now, we're going to start right away with Tina's book, and this is an absolutely beautiful book. This is Modern Bargello. Now, Bargello is a stitch. This is a gorgeous book. It's a great price at £9.99 as well. I am going to give it a little bit of a flick through. It's an amazing price, and I can tell you Tina spent almost a whole year putting this book together. The publisher's a Search Press, so you know you're going to expect everything that's quality. The photography in here is amazing. There's so much information in here. There's full projects in here as well. Love the fact that there's a colour wheel included. That's always very useful. Very clear instructions. 15 individual projects as well. Now, some of the projects you will see kits for on the show, but not all of them. Some of them you can just pick up straight from the book. Lots of information in there. It is gorgeous. Now, I didn't bring my glasses over, but I'm going to attempt to read a little bit on the back again, because I just love, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but Bargello stitching is making a comeback. Famous for its colourful flame-like stitches, Bargello is quick to master, fast to achieve, and beware, very addictive. And I could see that from the earlier show. It doesn't say that bit on the back, but I'm just saying that. Relax into the rhythm of the stitching, and soon you'll be measuring your days in stitches, not hours. And I think that is so, so true. That's just a little snippet from the back there. Great book. It was busy earlier as well. £9.99, item number 688380. 70% of the stock has gone on the book, and what I can tell you as we go through the kits on the show as well, and this will include the book, if you're new to Tapestry, if you've never seen this before, this is a craft you can pick up. You can start straight away. Honestly, you really can. You'll see as we go through the hour. Now, moving down, we've got the first of our kits. Now, these are lovely. Absolutely love. The colours are gorgeous. They really are. Let's have a look at the details, because here we've got the Lumbar Cushion Kit. You've got the instructions, you've got the canvas that you need, you've got the tapestry wools and the needles. When I say tapestry wools, they are 100% wool. Now, you do get the full instructions, you do get the canvas, as I say. If you're making the cushions, you will have to put your own inner in there. But the canvas itself is such a lovely design. We'll see more of it. I haven't got a sample in front of me for this particular kit, but we'll show you as we go through. Lovely choices as well. This one that I'm showing you here is Gothic. Now, I did ask Tina earlier, which way up should I be holding this? Is there a right or a wrong? And she did say, well, really, it is personal choice, and I think it works beautifully either way. I even like it going sideways. I think that looks amazing. This one is Gothic. The next one, the blues that we've got for you, this one here. Oh, look at that. Lilting is the name of this one. Isn't that beautiful? Slightly different. Is it a different design, this one? Let me just see. It is a different design, isn't it? I'm going to put them both together so you can see. In fact, it'd be easier to do it that way. Can you see? Slightly different. It's the arches, or the kind of the zigzag pattern. But very, very achievable for everybody. Honestly, it is. £54.99 is the price. Item number 070684. Now, I know we spoke about the Gothic earlier, Tina. Yeah. And you said, in fact, I'm going to hold that up again. In fact, have you got that sample with you? Because it makes it a lot clearer. Yeah. If we can just show what Tina's got, because you can see there, kind of the arches, it gives you that Gothic feel. It does. So, I did ask this earlier, but for anybody not watching the earlier show, Tina, and has just tuned in now, where do you find your inspiration? What inspires you to create these beautiful stitches and choose the colours that you do? Yeah, well, like I said earlier, I'm a child of the 70s, so I absolutely love colour and full-on packed colour. And I remember in the 70s, there was quite a lot of Bargello around as well anyway. But all different colours. I get inspiration from like 1970s caravans, you know, turquoises, browns, bright pinks, cyclamens. In fact, I just love all colours, really. Oh, wonderful. And they are stunning colours. And, of course, Tina's put the kits together and she's chosen those beautiful colours. And I can tell you as well, the wool, and I'll remind you it's 100% wool. The brand name on these is Anchor, which is a brand that's been around for a very long time. It's a very, very good brand as well. You'll know that if you're into your tapestries or your threads, of course. £54.99, again, that's the detail. You've got those two choices, the Gothic or the Lilting, 070684. Now, Oh, I've got to pick that wall up again, haven't I, Tina?
It's very heavy.
It's very heavy. I've got it down here. Oh, right. You'll know what I mean if you didn't see the illustration in a second. Let's just have a look at these. These are absolutely beautiful. Now, you've got choices again here. These are your pennants. These are your wall hangings. Now, you've got the two different choices. You can see the wool in the front there. Now, you're getting enough to create what you see in there. You're also getting the little rings, the fixings. You're getting, again, the canvas here. You're getting the needle as well. I will show you the samples, but let me just show you the canvas because it's very nice to work with, and I'll tell you why. Because sometimes we think, oh, with the canvas, maybe when you think of cross stitch and Ada and those fabrics, it's quite soft, quite supple and flimsy. This has got more structure to it. It's not going to sort of crease and crumple, so you don't need to be working with the frame. Tina has a frame for demonstrating with for at least some of her demonstrations, but you don't need to because this is going to hold its shape. So for maybe if you've got dexterity problems a little bit and you're finding that you're crumpling things up, this is going to be much easier to work with. Let me just bring in the wall. Oh, the wall. I think I can manage it. I think I can manage it. Oh,
the strength.
Oh. I can only hold it for a few seconds this time. Oops. Oh dear. Oh. It's because, oh look, there we are. Now what I want to point out, I'm just going to hold that in place just so it doesn't fall off the wall completely. The canvas that I've just been explaining about there, if you look at the edging around the bottom of the detail in the stitching here, the first thing that sprung to mind was it's like picot edging when you see the parchment. I just think it adds to the overall look, so you can cut the canvas down to work to those stitches. What beautiful designs this is, and this is another one. Oh, I will have to take that down just for a second. Let me just take that one off. I've got to say, although at the start of the hour when we were discussing with Tina, we did say this may be a little bit more intermediate, but once you've got those stitches, actually, Tina, you did say this could be achievable by somebody that's new to this as well.
Yeah, just once you've stitched the edge, it's right in the instructions it tells you to stitch the outline first, and once you've stitched the outline, then you're filling in the persimmon shapes.
Wonderful. I'm just going to open up some of the instructions just so you can see. Lovely clear instructions here as well. Lots of colour. You've got the pictures there. You can see the canvas. You can see how to do the outline. I'm not showing it all, but I'm just going to flip that over to the back because you've got those different designs there as well. And the coding, the letters that you see there, the A, B, C and D, they're all there on the pattern piece for you, so you're not going to get confused. Very, very clear instructions. £24.99 is the price of these. You have got the choices. Nothing to stop you going for one of each if you want to, or more than one of each, perhaps you want to give them. You've got ground and turquoise treat there, the two colour options, item number 209834. Right, next. The next kit, a little bit different in the sense that we've seen the wool, the 100% wool. This is a perlé thread and the most beautiful colours. I was trying to think what it reminded me of earlier, and then Kim, our producer at the time, said it was a certain type of sweet, and I realised then that's what I was thinking of. You've got that lovely sheen. Isn't that a gorgeous thread? It really is. Now these kits are really nice because not only do you get everything you need to create a lovely design, and again another one of Tina's designs here, you get the wonderful instructions here, but you also get a frame so you can put your piece of artwork on the wall. Let me just show you this. Now it's up to you. There is actually an arrow on the back of this, so if I flip it that way, that's the way it's showing top. But I actually think, do you know what, whichever way you turn it, it just looks wonderful. So why not change it around? You could go for more than one of these as well, and maybe you could have a series of 3 of these, all in different directions. I just love it. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. 684471 is the item number. Brand new today, of course. You are getting that canvas in there as well, of course. Everything you need to get going. That's it. You just open the box and away you can go with this. Let's have a look at the next item because it's a similar option, but we're back to the wool threads. Now this is really clever. Again, you're getting the frame. Now this one I definitely would be changing the direction of it. Just have a look at this. Now it looks so dimensional, doesn't it? But if you look there, it is, watch, look, so you're going up the stairs, you can go down the stairs, every which way you turn it, it's amazing, isn't it? Whatever's going upwards one way, when you turn it around, you're then going downwards. Isn't it clever? I know I'm getting a bit of reflection there, but I just think that is so clever. I love that. I would definitely be changing the position of that on my wall, and then when visitors finally get to come back, they'll say, I'm sure that didn't look like that last time. Have you changed your picture? They'll think they're going mad. $34.99 is the price here. Another new today, of course. We're back to the 100% wool in here. You've got your canvas, your needles, your full instructions, and that frame as well. Absolutely lovely. Everything comes, doesn't it, all separated, all those colours, doesn't it, Tina, as well? So you don't have to rummage through.
Yeah, all the kits come with a colour card, so you follow the order.
Perfect. Everything's been thought out for you. 508434. Right, we've got a cushion kit for you next. Oh, waiting to see the colours of this. Now, I am going to say, and I don't know if you picked up on it if you didn't see earlier, Tina has got the most beautiful samples around her. Now, we're saying cushion here, but if you wanted to create something else with your stitching, your Bargello stitching, then you can do. Now, if you are making the cushion, you'll need to supply your own inner cushion and the backing, but it's the stitching and the design that you've got here. And also, if we see the huge amount of wool that you're getting in this kit, wow, you're getting an awful lot. $64.99 is the price for this. Look at the colours, aren't they amazing? There you are, new today. Everything that you need. The canvas is in there, of course, as well. Look at the amount of thread that you get in here. The wool, 100% wool, lots of bright colours. Again, this is achievable by someone who's never done this before. So, you know, sometimes we hear colours. Would you put orange with turquoise? Would you put this with that? Sometimes we kind of visualise it and we can't see it, but when you see it all together as a finished project, doesn't it work? It really does. 019106 is the item number for that one. You can take flexi buy option, so of course if you're going for this and you want to add anything else, then you can split the cost as well. 2 payments of £32.50. A really good piece of canvas in there as well, because of course you've got lots of work to go at on that one. Really love that. But we've got another one to show you. I think this is my favourite. If I really had to pick one, I really love this. This is our Florentine Flash. Now you can see the colours there in front. I have got a sample behind her as well, which I'm going to pick up. Now again, you're getting the full instructions, you're getting all of your wool there, you're getting your needle in there, you're getting your canvas. But the reason we call this, I'm saying we, Tina calls this Florentine Flash, is because you get this flash of colour that runs through. But the nice thing about it is that Tina thought, do you know, as well as the turquoise goes so nicely with those other colours, I'd like to give people the option of changing that. So there are some oranges in there as well. So if you want a flash of colour, in fact there's 3 different choices of colours in there, the turquoise and a couple of others. You do get sort of these lovely greys. I think they're kind of a bluish grey there. They're absolutely gorgeous, and grey works with anything, doesn't it? So if you want a different flash colour running through there, you've got that option. $59.99 is the price. And again, what you want to make with your finished piece is entirely up to you. Do watch out for these boxes coming up with Tina. 106197 is the item number. That's the count to finish with for now, but we are going to go over to Tina to see the first demonstration. Tina, just before you get going, can we just show those boxes and explain how they've been done?
These boxes
yes.
And these ones.
Yeah,
they're on plastic canvas, and this one is in the book, and you follow the order still, and then you stitch them all together. And the way that you put the box together is you use whip stitch all the way around the edge. And this one that's in the book has got a little lid. So you can put your own things in. Some of the other ones I use mainly for like showpieces, and there's no reason why you can't have a showpiece at home.
Of course. So because you've gone onto that canvas there, it's so sturdy, you don't need to mount it onto cardboard or another box. You've built the box simply from the canvas and the stitching. Tina, I don't want to pause you anymore, but just show everybody what you're wearing on your wrist as well, because the book does include small projects as well, including those bangles.
Yeah, so the bangles are in there. So I wanted to try and, with the book, to give people small projects and then really large projects as well. And it's really great if somebody asks you, oh, where'd you get that from? You can say, oh, I made it. So it's really good to be wearing your art.
It certainly is. Right, what are we going to see then in demonstration?
I'm just going to do some Bargello stitching to show how the stitches work together.
Okay.
And then I'll show you how to square off, because even though it is quite addictive, you can stitch and stitch and stitch, but you do have to finish at some stage. So I'll be showing you how to square off the design.
Okay. As we run through the kits then, Tina, are we using the same sort of principle for each of the kits with the stitch itself?
Yeah, so I'm using cotton canvas, which is what is in all of the cushion front kits. So I'm using cotton canvas, and I'm using the nice grey that is in the Lilton Lumbar Cushion, and also in the Florentine Flash. So
Wonderful.
you can see that lovely blue-grey.
They are stunning colours.
Okay.
Lovely, thank you.
All right. So in the kit, there'll always be a mark to show you where to start. I'm just starting here for myself. Pull it through, and we're going to do a 6-thread stitch. Count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and pull through. Whoops. And pull through. I've left a tail at the back, and we're going to try and push that through when we hold on to it. So pull it up. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you see, we've counted up 6 threads, but there are 5 squares in between. I'm going to go into the middle of the stitch because we're going to try and make quite a steep stitch.
Wonderful.
Steep pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See? So if you're counting up 6 threads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there are 5 squares in between. So on the banner, it's a 4-thread stitch, so there will be three boxes in between. So pull it through.
Lovely.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Push through. I'm just going to make a little peak, go to the top, maybe one more. 3, 4, 5, 6. This blue is this grey. It's sort of really, it's like a bluey grey, isn't it? Really.
Do you know, I'm glad you said that, because I was saying to me it looked like a bluey grey.
Yeah,
I thought,
it
I
is
hope I'm
like-
seeing this the same way as everybody else is.
Yeah. So I'm going to pull it through, and we're going to come back down again now. And the great thing is, once you've worked up, you're working almost in symmetry on the other side, so you can see exactly where you need to put your stitches by looking across.
Wonderful.
In again, into the middle, down.
Now, if we do have any questions from anyone at home, studio@hochanda.com. If you would like to email in and say anything to Tina, or ask a question, or maybe ask a question about the book or one of the samples she's got, or if you're just intrigued about the whole process here, just let us know. We'll do our very best to answer for you.
So I'm going to add a second colour. We're only doing a small sample so that you can see how easy it is to pick up. So we're going to do a second colour. And what happens with Bargello stitching is the top and the bottom of each stitch share a hole. So we're going to count up again.
Do we ever need to worry about the back of the canvas?
Well, in a way, it's quite nice to keep it neat as you go along. So as you end the stitching, always like push your needle underneath and cut it off.
Okay.
But you know, sometimes the back is as beautiful as the front, even if it looks a little bit twisted and changed, because that's you. That's you as a person, as you've been stitching through. Your history's in that stitching, really.
Oh, do you know, I like that. That was very well put. That is so true.
And into that hole there. I'm using like a purple now, and this purple is one of the Flash colours on Florentine Flash. In you go. You can see how it's all just starting to become almost like a, earlier on we were saying it was like a peacock feather shape, weren't we? We were
Yes,
saying like
I
a
could
rocket
see,
as well.
Yes, definitely.
In you go.
Would you say then, Tina, that once somebody's got the principle of this, if they've never done it before, and once they pick up the needle and the wool and they've done a few stitches, they will start to imagine their own patterns as well?
Yeah, because a lot of the patterns are all quite traditional patterns anyway.
Yeah.
So it's it's having the confidence with the colour to be able to create a design that sort of walks across the canvas, or a design that's really quite quiet with muted shades as well. So you can add your own colour personality to it.
Of course.
And the stitches are always, in each design, the stitches are always the same length, whether they're 6 threads long or 4 threads long. That maintains the whole way through.
Okay.
And it's really exciting once you've got into Bargello, you can start seeing all different patterns. You think, well, I'll just add one more number or one more stitch. All of a sudden the design completely changes.
Oh. Well, would you ever consider using beads in your stitches? Have you ever done that, or is it something that you could do?
I think you can. I mean, I think there's room for beads in everything, really, isn't there? And I think it'd be really great, especially say like if you've got to a point, say for example on something like this.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't see that one earlier.
Yeah, this one's in the book actually, and this is about using all the colours that you've already got. So you could always add a bead at the points. That would look quite nice, wouldn't it?
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That is a lovely sample.
Thank you.
Now the book is busy again. I'm not surprised actually. It's such a lovely book and a great price at $9.99.
Yeah.
Details on the screen there for you. 15 individual projects. Let's just have another little quick flick through. So you can, oh, I can see that design there now.
Yeah,
Spotted it.
yeah.
Now, 3/4 of the stock has gone of the book now, Tina, so it's very, very popular. I do love this because we said it earlier, there's all sorts of projects in here, 15 individual ones. Some of them, I mean, I can see a brooch there.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about other ideas, perhaps, pin cushion there as well. We were saying about the covering of the front of a book.
Yeah, it could cover a book, or you could add it onto sort of like a canvas bag. You could stitch it onto a canvas bag. And I do know that some people have put it onto the back of their denim jackets, but I don't know how they wash it. But, you know, it's an idea, isn't it?
It certainly is. I love the bag idea, I've got to say.
Yeah, the bag's really great because, again, same as like a bangle, you've made it yourself. And so,
Yeah.
you know, you can have pride in your work.
You certainly can.
Just going to show you how to square off now, because like we were saying, sometimes you're stitching away, but you do need to make your design square at the end.
Okay.
So rather than going down along here and starting another row, I'm just going to go by the side of it here, using this lovely green. This green is in this steps kit. Pull it through, and you can see that I've squared off the bottom there. So this is the
Okay.
bottom of our design now.
And because you've got the wool thread there and it's quite a good thickness, it is filling very nicely.
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't leave gaps, does it? You've got a really
No.
overall lovely finish.
Yeah, and it's really nice because even though, you know, this work grows quicker than tapestry needlepoint, where you've just got the very small stitches, it's still take your time and really enjoy what you're doing, and you get a better result.
Oh, wonderful. Do you have any online tutorials as well, Tina?
I do have some online tutorials, and also I've got different things on little Facebook groups and things like that as
lovely.
well. See how that it looks like almost like the Eiffel, not the Eiffel Tower. Which one is it in New York? What's the tower in New York? Empire State.
Yes, yes.
It's looking a little
that.
bit like the Empire State, and then and then what you would do is finish it off completely at the bottom.
Actually, now you said that, you could kind of do a skyline, couldn't you, with your darker
Yeah.
colours, and maybe do the bright colours in the sky as it was a sunset.
Yeah, that would be fantastic actually. So we've finished off and we've created a design and we've squared off the bottom, and then we would need to square off the top to complete our design.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Lovely. And of course, the more you see that build together, the more of the effect that you're getting. Let's have another look at the book, because we've got one of those wonderful pennants on the front there as well. Of course, we've got the kit available for that. But the book, a year in the making, written by Tina, of course. Lots of information in here. There really is. Tina, if you want to jump in and tell me anything about this book as I'm going through as well, if there's something that you think is important that I need to say, or that you want to make clear to viewers, you can do as well. But it really is beautiful.
Yeah.
You must have enjoyed putting this together.
I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed working with Search Press, because they are really well known for all their craft books. So I just had a really brilliant time there working with them and seeing how a book would come together. It's very different to making instructions for kits. You've got to think about the whole thing rather than kit by kit. So I really enjoyed working with colour and working with photographers and things like that, so I really liked it. And I also like the fact that you can go large. As soon as you've got a pattern in your mind, you can put it onto a larger scale canvas. So like with this box, it's a design that you could put on 12 count canvas as well as larger scale as well. So you can go
Amazing.
as large as the canvas gives you, really.
Do you know, I've just spotted there's another, we're just looking at the box now actually, it is just an amazing statement piece. There's another one of the sort of step-in pictures there, done in different colours. Doesn't that look good in those colours as well?
And that's quite large as well. That's quite large, and it's using like quite thick yarn, and it almost makes it move over, like, you know, sort of undulate in a way. But it's exactly the same pattern. It's amazing what you can do.
I could play with it all day, you know, that picture. I could just keep turning it around and looking at it. I love it. Well, busy on the book, $9.99, 688 380. That's the item number that you need for that one. We'll carry on with demonstration, if that's okay then, Tina.
That's great. So Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I'm going to have a little look at the perlé and show how that shimmers
lovely.
as you stitch
Yes.
it. I'm just going to move this out of the way.
Now the perlé is the Inca kit, isn't it? Now this
Yeah.
is the kit that comes with a frame, remember. This is the only kit we've got on today's show that doesn't have the wool. It is the perlé thread in there, which does, as Tina has just said, have that beautiful sheen.
Yeah. So the pattern comes on the back and it shows you what size the stitches are.
Lovely.
The stitches are 4 in length. I've already done the first row.
Okay.
So I'm going to stitch up to the next row with this beautiful pink. It's almost like a rose pink, isn't it?
It's very pretty. All of the colours are so pretty in this one. They work so beautifully together.
Yeah.
We were saying as well earlier, Tina, that this is a craft that it's sociable because you could sit and you could chat as you're doing it,
Yeah.
as we're doing. It's a clean craft. You
Yeah.
can take it on the move with you. If you are out in the car or something, you could sit as a passenger sewing as well. But also, what I love about it is you can put this down and pick it up, and you're not really confused at where you're at with it.
Yeah.
You can just kind of get going again without sort of studying charts too much. So
Yep.
it is something you don't have to worry about doing all in one go.
Yeah.
But I can see it's addictive.
It is, and also what I like to call it is the first row that you put in, I like to call that the foundation row.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you've got a strong foundation, you can do anything really. So stitching up to it, you're concentrating on the first row, and then every other row you're stitching up to that strong foundation row.
Yes.
So it's a really nice way of thinking about it. You're concentrating to get your design going, and then all you're thinking really then about is the colours and the different ways that you can use that pattern.
Lovely. I can't stop looking at those boxes that you've got.
Yeah.
I just think they're, I said earlier as well, I can imagine using the designs that you've created there, any of them would work, to cover a little stool, perhaps, if you've got something, or you said about a chair, if you've got one of those chairs where you can pop out the seat pad and you want to give it a new cover, that would work very, very well indeed. For me, these are statement pieces. They really are. They're talking points, aren't they?
They are, and it's like when you was talking earlier, you was talking about it doesn't really matter what way round things you see things, and people will see different things as you turn it round. So sometimes people might think that it's quite bird-like if you turn one of the designs on its side, it looks like it's moving that way or moving left or right. So it's a really nice craft, and it's a really calming craft as well.
Wonderful. I'm just thinking as well, Tina, if somebody was going for the book and maybe one of the kits to get going, and then perhaps they'd got some embroidery thread or something, and could you use a cross-stitch fabric and do something in miniature with an embroidery thread? I'm thinking more of bookmarks and smaller projects.
You could, because it comes from like a long stitch anyway, so you're almost doing like a long stitch with the different designs, and it suits different threads. We're using quite thick threads, but if you use thin threads you can also see the canvas around it as well, which makes it, you're actually seeing the integrity of the canvas as well. I was talking earlier about with the canvas work that we're doing, we're completely covering the canvas, aren't we? We're not seeing it, but if you've got quite fine threads you can see the different coloured canvases coming through.
Oh, lovely. Just thinking, once you've got the patterns you can sort of start creating your own version of it, or replicate it in that smaller scale as well.
Yeah, I've got to the end of my thread there, and the way that I finish off is that I thread it underneath, pull it through, and always snip off as you're going along.
Okay, lovely. You can see the sheen on that beautiful thread.
It's so pleasing, isn't it?
It is. Do you know, I'm just going to grab the sample again as well, so you can see it, because of course with this kit you are getting the frame included as well. Now officially, if I was following instructions on the back of the frame, I would be holding it that way up, but that is entirely up to you. If you do want to change it around, you can do. Just change it weekly, perhaps, this one. $34.99 is the price on this one. Do you know, I really can see, it was a great idea. It was actually Emily's, not mine. I'm going to be honest. It was Emily in the studio, in the gallery, that said, if you've got 3 of these, you could have one going that way, one going that way, and one going sideways. Actually, you could go 4, couldn't you? Because you could have one going that way as well. They do all look different. They'd look amazing all together on a wall. Love it. Right, now then, we'll let Tina get ready for another demonstration. Let's have a look at a few more items. The book, of course, is available, but let's go and have a recap on this next item. We've got the cushion kits for you here, the Lumbar Cushion Kit. Now, you're getting the instructions, you're getting a canvas, you're getting tapestry wool and needles in here as well. Very, very clear instructions, as with everything, as I keep saying, but if I just turn that around just to show you the back there, you can see the work being done on the canvas. You know, there are much more in the way of instructions inside there as well. The colours are just beautiful. If you want to go for the Gothic, that's the redder one, the red with the purple. And it is stunning, it really is. And you can see there is absolutely no canvas showing there at all. And it feels beautiful because this is 100% wool. If you prefer the pattern to go that way, you can certainly turn it that way up. Now, if you are making the cushion, you'll have to put your own inner and backing on the cushion, but it's about the stitches, and of course, you can use your creation and make something else if you wanted to. Do we know the actual finished size of this cushion? Do you know, Tina?
I think it's on the website. I can't remember. I think it's about, is it about 40 by 30? I don't really know. Can't remember.
We've found it. 43 by 24.
Yeah.
43 by 24, so a really nice size. Then, of course, under the same item, we've got this choice. I love this. These colours are just stunning. Love that. This is your lilting. Isn't that nice? Slightly different design as well. I'm going to turn it the other way so you can see what it looks like. If I just give it a flip over. Isn't that beautiful? 070684. You have got those two choices. Full kits there for you. Lots of the wool in there as well. £54.99 is the price for those. Right, the pennants. Now I've taken them from the wall. The wall was getting a bit heavy, but also we'd lost a pin out of the wall, and that's why one of these fell off. So yeah, the wall has come down. So I've taken them off. You do get the full kit, of course, to make the pennant. You've got that canvas in there, and it is the plastic canvas as well. So you don't need a frame to work with. It's going to hold. I'm not going to say rigid because it's not that firm. It's stiff that you can't work with it, but it's going to hold its shape, and it means that you can work beautifully without using any sort of frame at all. You then cut around the beautiful stitching on the edges there, which gives that picot look. I just think that really adds to the design. You've got a couple of choices in this one. You do get your little hanging rings as well. They're included, full instructions, and your needles as well. 100% wool again in these kits. Let me just show you the other colour option. There we are. So we've got ground and we've got turquoise treat. So this is the ground and this is the turquoise treat. Beautiful. Let me just show you that one again. We were saying earlier, this reminds of a stately home, and it's very traditional in colour. And we were talking about four-poster beds, and you see the pennants around the tops of the beds.
Canopy,
and it reminds you of that.
a canopy over
yeah,
it.
Beautiful. Great price as well, just £24.99. 209834. That is the item number. Now, Tina's just been showing us that beautiful Inca design there. The lovely kit that we've got with the perle thread, and it does come with that beautiful frame as well, so instantly you've got a kit that you can start working with. You can then straight away frame your artwork as well. The colours are absolutely beautiful. They really are, and a great price at £34.99. Don't forget you're getting the canvas and everything in there. 684471 is the item number. If you do want more than one, of course, just put the multiples that you require. Now, a similar kit, but we're away from the perle thread again. We're back to the wool now. I'm just so pleased we get to do this again. I love it. A project like this in the book as well. So if you want to see how this is created by getting the book, you can do, but you can get the kit here with the frame, all of the threads, the canvas, the needles and everything. So let's just have another look at this. Oh, it looks completely different that way to how I was looking at it before. I'm looking at the red steps here. Let me just find the one I'm talking about. The one that goes down there. Oh, sorry about my painty fingers. And if I turn it around that way, now it looks like the steps are facing the other direction, or you want to climb the steps rather than come down them. Doesn't matter which sets you look at there. Look at that. It's just so clever. So we look at the central step there with the blue top, the blue and the turquoise. So to me there, I'd want to walk down those steps. But if I turn it that way, it looks completely different. I'm walking up now. Look, the turquoise is at the top and I'm walking upwards on the turquoise. Do you know, you really sometimes, depending on how you turn it, you want to look at it in a completely different way. I'm definitely going upstairs on that one. if I'm looking at that central staircase. I just think it's amazing. 508-434 is the item number if you want to go for that. Those beautiful colours in there, everything's sorted, ready to just get out of the box and start stitching away. Now, if you like your cushion kits, then of course we've got another one for you. If you like your colour, this is the choice for you. Let me just show you this sample again. Look at this. Isn't that stunning? It really is beautiful. I can just imagine it. Do you know, if I walked into someone's house and that was sat there on a chair or a sofa, it would be the first thing I needed to speak about. I'd want to know where it came from. And I wouldn't believe it if somebody had said they'd made that. I would think that was something that was very complicated, but we've seen from the stitching that it's not. You can achieve this as a new starter. Now, this whole kit, there's lots and lots of the wool included in this one. Really lovely bundle. Look at the colours. The mustards in there, the greens, the oranges, the blues, all those colours that you're going to need. 100% wool again. This is just stunning. 2 payments of £32.50. You've got that flexi-buy option on this one. This is your Stepping Out Cushion Kit, 019106. One more kit to look at, and it's hard to choose a favourite. I'll do love them all, but I still think if I could just choose one, I think this is the one I'd go for. It is really, really beautiful. I love the greys in here. I love the fact that you've got that flash of colour. So let me bring up this sample again. So you can see this has been worked onto the canvas. It's still on a frame, but you have got that wonderful canvas. You don't need the frame to achieve this, but the flash, if you wanted to change that to a different colour, you've got 3 different options included in the kit. The greys are there. They're the staple colour, so to speak, but that flash, you can decide on the colour you go with. £59.99, everything you need in there to create that. 106197. Oh, it's the item. I'm not disappearing, I'm just putting down that. Yeah, so I just don't want to damage anything. I'm just being very careful with the samples. Right, okay, before we disappear, back over the other side of the studio, just going to remind you of 1 or 2 7-day savers. This is a really good buy. These have been busy as well. £10 saving, £9.99 is the price. You're getting 2 pairs of scissors here. You're getting the dressmaking scissors and the pinking shears. So because you're saving £10, essentially you're getting a pair of scissors for free there. 722804 is the item number. Oh, I did a show last night with the 7-day savers, so I've seen all these, and the sewing box is very, very useful. I'm going to tell you about this in a minute. You've got a blue option, you've also got the pink option. You do get a tape measure in there, you do get that little sort of magnetic catcher for your pins as well. It says you get a bobbin tray. Well, the bobbin tray is the top of the lid, it's a separate compartment. So you can open up the inner flaps of that lid without taking the whole lid off, and it shows you where, well, you've got that little, well, you can see them there, the bobbin tray, the tape measure, and also the little pin magnetic catcher there. They slot inside the lid. You've even got a very useful ruler on the lid itself, so you don't even have to bother getting the tape measure out all the time. And then when you take the lid completely off, you've got a really good sized box underneath to store all your bits and pieces in. £10 saving, £14.99, 971644. They're really good buys those. I did see them last night because I did the show. Right, let's get back to Tina. Tina, what have you got for us this time?
I'm just going to be stitching a box to show you how you can make a step.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, I'm so pleased.
Yeah. Okay, in the kit, in that steps kit, the canvas that you get is a cotton canvas. It's quite small as well, so you can still hold it the same as you can the plastic canvas.
Lovely.
So I'm just going to start in the middle here. Remember, hold on to the back, the tail, push it to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to do 6 of these stitches. I always go down to the bottom of the stitch and back up again. If you are using your own wool and you wanted to save a bit of wool, you can go up to the top, like that, and then you can stitch back down again, so you're saving quite a little bit of wool there.
Lovely.
But I quite like the feeling of the richness of having almost like a double-sided stitch. It's quite comfortable, especially on cushions.
I'd agree with you. I can feel how comfortable these actually feel.
Yeah, and the good thing with using tapestry canvases, the more you use it, the softer it feels. So
Yeah.
That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, I did ask a question on the earlier hour, Tina, and I'll ask it again for anybody that's tuned in just for this hour, about tension, because you're using the cotton canvas there. And I said, Is it just a case of don't over pull on the thread, just kind of let it sit nice and flat?
Yeah.
Lovely.
It is, and also it's about we're stitching really because we enjoy it. We're not stitching because we've got to get something finished, of course, unless of course you're working to a deadline. But it's really nice to use the Bargello stitching. It's a nice long stitch. It's nice and relaxed. So take your time because you are making a work of art.
You certainly are.
So I'm going to start doing the top of the cube now. I'm going to in. Pull it through.
Now again you can see, because of the thickness of the wool, how quickly it does start to come together. It fills beautifully.
Yep. And it covers it because it's the right size wool as well for the canvas. The canvas that we're using is 12 count.
Wonderful.
Interlock. Stitch away.
So by count, is that 12 squares to the inch? Is it worked in the same way as a cross stitch?
The same as a cross stitch, same as on Ada really. So all the cotton canvas that we've got in the kits is 12 count.
Lovely.
So stitching up, and see how I've got to the edge there of my.
So you'd never know at this point the magic that's going to appear.
It's all magic, isn't it? Really.
Looks like you're building a little house there.
You are. We are. We're building our own little. Is it a cube or is it a? What would it be? It is a cube, isn't it?
You made me smile earlier, Tina, as well, because you said you're a 70s girl and it reminds you of the caravans and things. I've actually got a 70s caravan.
Have you?
Yes,
We're
I have.
friends now.
But I've got to be honest, it's not in it doesn't look anything like it used to. And the reason being, not because I spoilt it. I bought it from someone. Well, I got it from somebody who was going to convert it into a gin bar of all things. And it was in a real state. Honestly, it was covered in green slime and everything. It was just in such a state. And they'd taken the windows out. And it was ready for the scrap heap. And I decided I was going to take it home and love it and care for it. And I've repainted it.
Yeah.
I haven't finished the inside yet, but I'm totally transforming it. And now I've seen this, I'm thinking maybe I should have gone with these bright colours and the Bargello stitching.
Yeah.
I've gone kind of vintage with it.
Oh, well, the thing is, you could still do a bit of Bargello with like duck egg blues and pinks or something.
Now you're talking.
You could probably do that because the great thing is it's the pattern that's the thing, isn't it? And the colours can be your own.
Oh, I might have to make a little cushion or a pennant to hang on the wall now.
Yeah, a pennant would be good as
They're
you
my
go
colours,
along.
you see, the sort of duck egg blues and the beautiful dusky colours.
Like the vintage colours.
Yes. I feel as though I've done it an injustice now, though, not to go all bright and mustardy and
The thing
all
is,
the 70s colours.
Yeah, but you're still loving it, aren't you? You're still making it feel special, so that's the main thing, isn't it?
And I did save it. It was going to be scrapped.
Yeah, that's it. So it's not too bad. So as I'm stitching, you see that the cube is starting to appear.
That is really coming together now. You can start to see how the steps are being formed.
Yeah, how each stitch. So it's quite an enjoyable stitch to do, and that's why I think it's always quite good to get a whole row done when you're doing like the large cushion kits. Just get a whole row done, you just feel brilliant.
I'm watching it reminded me of when I first learned how to draw a cube.
Yep. Yeah. in your exercise book, and you was like the next line and the next line. So yeah, so we've made a beautiful cube there.
Look at that, the dimension that you achieve so quickly.
And so you can just turn it round as well and see different ways.
So that would be one step. So to create the next step, how would we go from that one step to the next? Would you take away your thread? Would you cut that thread, or would you?
Yeah.
Yes, you would.
Yeah, I always, when I've finished a colour in a certain area, I'll always finish it off by weaving it underneath and cutting it
just
off.
snipping that.
But you can, if you want to move your threads across, you can. It's just personal preference for me. I like to sort of say, right, I'll finish that cube and then cut it off. So I'll always cut off as I'm going along.
Oh, do you know, that is such a clever technique. It really, really is.
Yeah, and on the kit as well, the cards tell you cube by cube by cube which cube you need to do.
Perfect. Well, we do have that sample. Now, this is the one from the kit, of course. Now, there is another version in the book, so if you want to go for the book, you can see another version of this in there with the beautiful pinks and the blacks in there. But I'm going to do it again. I'm sorry, it's just an excuse to play with this. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at that centre staircase there. So the turquoise colour, we're going upstairs. Let's turn it around. Yeah, I'm wanting to go downstairs. It is so weird. You could still go upstairs, but it's the darker blue now that's at the top of the stairs. It just does make you feel as though you just want to go in the opposite direction. Now I've turned it again and I'm drawn straight into the next set of stairs with the purple. It's really strange. Even though I was trying to keep focused on that one set, as I turned it around, I wanted to go to the next set. I just love it. Really is fabulous. So if you want to go for the whole kit, of course you're getting that frame included there, you're getting your threads. Do you know what, I'm going to show you the book as well, because let's have a final look at this. We're getting, well, we're not at the end of the show yet, but we're getting fairly close. Look, there we are again, there's another version there. That is probably a snippet from the project that we find as we go through. Now we've seen that sample, you've got that one, Tina, haven't you, in the studio?
This one.
Oh,
yeah.
I wonder if we can just show the sample that Tina's holding there. There it is. Look, that's the actual finished sample. Yeah. So that is in the book as well. That is just beautiful.
Yeah, that uses a lot of beautiful mustards and oranges and things, doesn't it?
Oh, I can tell by your face that's your favourite sort of colour scheme.
Yeah, it is.
Really lovely. So much information in here as well, Tina. I mean, you're talking about interlock canvas here, you're talking about plastic canvas, the different wools, you've got tapestry wool, acrylic wool in there, so you know various different threads can be used. I am genuinely so pleased that you've put that colour wheel in there, because colour confuses people, and it's great information to have in there, very clear information of how to do the stitches. Great photography. This is, of course, published by Search Press. Tina did get to work with Search Press. There's that other lovely kit, the Inca with the Perle yarn as well. So some of these projects in here you can purchase the kits for, but of course, just if you're looking for the information and the stitching and you want to create something for yourself, you can do. The pennants there as well. Lots of wonderful projects. Smaller projects. Now, there is a seat. Now, that is a little cushion on a seat, but isn't that lovely? That is gorgeous. Yeah. Oh. Oh, now that's nice. Now.
Yeah, that's using filtration, like filtration waste, because you can get quite a lot of different fabrics now that you can stitch into, and Bargello lends itself to anything with a hole, so you can stitch, you know, if some, so that's come from a scrap store in Birmingham, and it's like scrap waste from filtration systems we've stitched into it.
That is really, really clever. I had to look really closely at that because I could see the brickwork through, and I'm thinking, how have you got that design on there? There's some more, look, done in the same sort of way, but different patterns, different stitching. Do you know, I think once you get going with this, you really are going to be thinking, oh, I can imagine all sorts. I love the idea, we mentioned it earlier, of covering a book, maybe an album or a journal. Passports, you said earlier, Tina, as well. I mean, when we can finally go somewhere, if you've got your passport, you're not going to miss your own passport, are you? You're going to spot it a mile off.
And in the book as well, there's a start-off pattern to help you with all of the stitches before you start going into the larger sort of projects. So you can decide whether you love it to start with. Oh, it is good. Yes, what about making a little strap for your suitcase, like the bangle, but that you put onto your suitcase so you can spot that easily as well. I think we're all getting desperate to go somewhere, aren't we? We're thinking suitcases and holidays. Right, the book there, $9.99, 688 380 is the item number. Tina, we've got about 5 minutes left. Is there anything else you can show us? Well, I've got the pennant.
Oh, perfect.
And you were talking earlier about how it's got looks like a little picot edge. So I've done a little cutout for you. Once you've done the pennant and you've filled it all in, you know, just take a step back before you start cutting it, because, you know, it really does pay if you concentrate really hard on it. So have a little rest before you've finished it. So I've done the edge. The best way to do it is to do the edging first. And now I'm going to start filling in one of these persimmon shapes. It's quite a traditional shape in Bargello.
I love these colours again.
It's like an old gold.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love this colour. it goes with quite a lot of different colours. Well, it goes with really bright colours as well. A bit like the grey that you was talking about earlier, where, you know, everything goes with grey, and I think everything goes with this beautiful mustard as well.
Definitely.
It's been our word of the hour, really, hasn't it? Mustard. And go around. And what's great about filling the persimmon shapes in is that you can always look across to make sure that you've counted up correctly, because you're filling in the space that's been left.
I see.
And you carry on all the way round.
Do you know, I'm stood here now and I'm imagining my cushion in my caravan.
Yeah, well, that cushion can be yours. It'd be almost like ice cream colours in a way, wouldn't it?
I think I need a little stool as well.
Yeah,
to match.
that's the way. Some sort of set.
Yes.
Do the colours in a different order, same pattern but a different order.
See, I'm a 60s child, so I could go all out with the flowers and the
Yeah,
hair accessories and everything.
You could. Definitely, it would look really cool. Stitch along. And it's quite nice with the plastic. You can hold on to it, and like you said earlier, it doesn't runkle up or crunkle up or anything like that.
No, we can see that it's perfectly flat. I'm loving that colour that you're using there.
Yeah.
Now, we are getting close to the end of the hour. We'll keep on, Tina, as we watch, just as you're stitching, but I'm just going to remind you of all the different items we've got as well. Don't forget, the book is there, absolutely amazing book. We've got various different kits with the cushions. The Inca kit, if you don't want to go for the wool, that's the kit that's got the perle yarn in as well. That's been a busy item. Lovely design. You do get the frame included. Let me just grab that sample again if I can, and just see if I can hold that up for you. There we are. Another one that you can decide which way up you want it. It's not quite the same as the steps where you've kind of got that optical illusion, but it just looks different, doesn't it? So I suppose it is an optical illusion. I love the colours in this. That is so pretty. Do you know, I could imagine that on a nursery wall, actually.
It's
if
nice,
you've got
isn't it?
pretty colours in a nursery, that would look really nice.
And it's quite a calming shapes as well, isn't it?
Definitely.
You can sort of like look and go, show me where the triangle is, show me where the oblong is.
Yes,
Quite a nice learning thing.
The pennant's a really lovely kit to do as well. I think because you've got A, B, C and D as designs then. I think you said earlier on, Tina, that, was it A and C?
No, A and B are the same. Yeah,
A and B are the same.
A and B are the same, and C and D are the same shape, but the colour, it's all the same colours, but it's the way that the colours have moved around
and it
that
makes
gives you a
it
bit
look
of
very
harmony.
different, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? Let me just turn that around so you can see. I've actually got the finished sample somewhere. Let me just grab that.
Yeah, the wall is no more.
I found the pin though. That fell out.
Well done, so long as it didn't hurt you.
I was getting a bit worried about that. I didn't want anybody to stand on it, but I found it. There we are. That's one choice. That is our ground. And then we have turquoise, the turquoise treat. There we are. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. You get your little hanging rings in there and your canvas and everything, of course. Got a couple of minutes left now, Tina.
Yep, so we're just carrying on round with this beautiful old gold.
When do you find is your favourite time for stitching?
Afternoons.
Do you?
Yeah, sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and I'll think, right, okay, yeah, let's get on with it. Let's make, let's do this design. But it's always afternoons for me. It's really strange, yeah. From about 2 o'clock onwards, really, I feel that I can do a lot more stitching and concentrating. I think in the mornings I'm just so excited about the designs. But afternoon's good for me, really. How about you?
Well, this is the problem, because my favourite time to do any sort of crafting is in the early hours of the morning, middle of the night, early hours of the morning.
Yep.
And I think it's simply because, although, well, if you're at work, whether you're at work or not, I've got my own business, I'm also here as well. So you get a lot of emails, a lot of administration to do. And I know nobody's going to be ringing my phone and there's no emails coming in that I need to answer desperately. So I feel more relaxed at that time.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if I'm here presenting on early shift, I have to get up at 3 in the morning, so I can't be crafting late into the night and early into the morning when I'm on the early shift. To be quite honest, Tina, any time of the day for me.
Any time's a good time, isn't it, really? And especially if it's something that you love, or if you're making it for somebody else. because
Well,
as you're stitching, you're thinking about those people as well.
You certainly are. Well, everybody check your baskets out because we are almost at the end of the hour. This is the final hour for Tina today. She's done an amazing job.
Thank
2
you.
live hours. First time in the studio. She has been absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure we're going to see much more of Tina in the future as well. Keep checking those baskets out. The book has been very busy again. We've got lots of lovely kits. And remember, you don't have to be an expert. If you've never done tapestry before, you can pick these kits up and you can have a go. And you'll be creating something absolutely beautiful. Now, the inspiration that you need is all going to come from the book. But let's give you the final reminder of the book here, written, of course, by the wonderful Tina Francis. Tina's here in the studio. She enjoyed putting this together. There's the most amazing projects in here. You can get kits for some of them, but just the wealth of information is amazing. Tina, I'm going to give you a final goodbye because we've got seconds left. Thank you so, so much. Don't go anywhere. Menu coming up. Oh, I did enjoy the hour. Coming up next, Crafts 2 one-day special, and then we're clay crafting with FMM. Don't miss that one. Mindful Makes with Gina B coming up. Another very clever, talented lady.
Now, it's really good to have your company and to let you know that there have been a few little changes here at Hochanda. For a short while, we weren't able to ship over to America, so that meant that you were missing out on all of those wonderful goodies that we're able to bring to you here at Hochanda. Well, good news, we have resumed those orders coming to you overseas. COVID-19 meant that we couldn't fly them out to you, but of course that has changed. But something I do need to let you know is that sadly we've had to increase that post and packing per item. So it's gone up to $12.95, unfortunately. But good news, Freedom membership has remained the same at $19.99. What that means is you can place an order as often as you like during that calendar month. You could even place an order every single day, and there's no minimum and no maximum to those orders either. So it gives you the opportunity to take advantage of all those fabulous deals, those wonderful opportunities that we bring you here at Hochanda, now shipping again to you out in America. So take advantage of that. Make sure you become a Freedom member though. Take advantage of that saving.
Hi, I'm Katrina from Rowan Dean. We're a small family business that design embroidery kits. Embroidery has always been my passion, and I'd love to show you how to do some of the stitches and some of the kits. We're based in Derbyshire, and I'm really inspired by the landscape and flora of Derbyshire, and I think other people will be too. Our kits are really easy, and I hope they inspire you to have a go at stitching. Since we've been on Hochanda, we've had a great time. Everybody's been really friendly and really good. We've met loads of people all around the country who watch Hochanda and find it really inspiring. Don't forget to join me on my own Dean shows on Hochanda.
Hello, my name's Kay from Indigo Blue, and we've been established for 7 years, and together with my husband Alfie we design and manufacture our own in-house red rubber stamps. We also have our own range of paints, lushes and stencils. We're so proud that we've now got a reputation for such high quality products and the detail that we can manage to get in our stamps. What I really love about Hochanda is I get to demonstrate lots of different techniques for you to understand how to use our products and hopefully inspire you. I've got loads of fantastic ideas buzzing around in my head, so I can't wait to get those filtered into our products and out to you at home. So grab a cup of tea, join me and the team from Indigo Blue on Hochanda.
Welcome to the Deal Wheel. Join us from Thursday the 11th of June at 6 p.m. to Monday the 15th of June at 6 p.m. where the wheel will be in control of your rewards. At the start of every hour we will spin the wheel, and where the needle lands, the deal is dealt. You can benefit from amazing savings and extra offers, but for that live hour only, so you'd better get in quick. You can have the opportunity to benefit from either £5 off an order of £25 or more, 10% off any order placed within the hour, freedom discounts or free standard P&P. These offers are unlimited within the hour. Place multiple orders, receive multiple rewards. So tune in from Thursday the 11th of June at 6 p.m. for the Deal Wheel. Remember that it's the wheel that's in control.
I do apologise, I got very dirty hands. I've just come across from Viva Decor and John's gone. He's gone home, he's had to go home. Back in the morning, so we've got this hour, we've got some videos to show you as well. This is the one-day special, of course. Launched tonight at 6 o'clock. This is, of course, Crafts 2. We've got some very, very beautiful products to show you, and I can tell you we had a very busy launch indeed. Now, let's have a look. Let's get straight to it. Now, I've got all sorts of samples here in front of me as well, lots of boards to show you as well. Now, the one-day special, if I explain that first of all, if you can see the dies that we've got there, that is the one-day special. Now, they're multi-layer harlequin. Now, I think just by the name you can understand what, and you can see, can't you, with the samples. You've got that harlequin design there, but you've got the different layers, so you don't have to put them all together. You can use them individually, but layered up, they look extra special, don't they? And the fact that you're getting all three of those dies in there as well, it leaves those options open for you. So a lovely bundle. It was, as I say, extremely busy earlier. I'm just going to pick up one of the boards actually and show you, because this really does sort of hit home what you can achieve with these dies. Absolutely beautiful designs as they are. I mean, these I'm not going to say blank canvas because it's certainly not blank, but I mean, you could put your flowers over there, you could just put sentiment on there. What a beautiful backdrop. But looking at the different layers and the way you can build these up, if you were to put them all together, how wonderful is that? Isn't it stunning? I love the colour combination there as well. Of course, you're going to get different looks every time you use them, depending on the cardstock or the colour of cardstock that you're using. And what I like about these as well is there's something for all year round. Doesn't matter what season, whether it's Christmas, spring, summer, autumn, you're going to be able to use these. I do love that effect there, actually. Now, let's have a look at this one, all in black and gold. Somebody's going to have a very special birthday. Isn't that lovely? Great for Father's Day. It does say birthday there, but of course the options are open for you to do whatever you want there. Another one here using some dragonflies on there, this time with mirror card. Oh, a little bit of acetate there as well, look, keeping those free. So use your mirror cards as well. Of course, you can use your coloured cards, your pattern cards, you can use your inks, your spritzers, die cut once you've spritzed, die cut or spritz after. You've got all these options. Isn't that beautiful? I like this one. I'm just going to show you two more because I've just spotted. Baby. How perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh, I'm not going to repeat what I've just heard in the gallery. Got a little bit worried then. Isn't that effective? Love that. So think about all the pieces that fall out of the dies as well. You can paper piece or use them as extra little embellishments as well. We've got so many samples here. We'll show some more later, but we've got more for you. Let's just give you the details of the one-day special itself. You're saving £7. Incredible value here. £34.97 is going to get you those particular dies that we're seeing there now. 824944 is the item number. Now, we've got more for you because, let's just move on a little bit. We've got these beautiful flowers. Now, these are multi-layer as well. You've got stamps and dies here. So, very clever idea. I've got boards again to show you. Now, if you've seen anything of John before, and I'm sure you have because we always have busy shows, you'll see that with the dies and the stamps that go together, you've got these little notches that are taken off the corners there. The little corners are missing. There's a good reason for that. If ever you're matching up your stamps and your dies together, they're the bits that you line up, and you make sure then that you create the most beautiful flowers or whatever it is you're creating with those stamps and dies. But you can see here as well, using your inks, you can layer these up in different ways. You've got the stamp detail in there. we could see the stamps. I think if we can just go back down to the front so we can have a look at the stamps themselves. There are actually 2 different sets. I'm just trying to find the ones behind here. Seem to be missing a set, never mind, but we can see them at the front there. So you've got 2 different sets. One's a little bit more solid than the other. So this is how they're going to layer up. So it's going to build that colour, and then of course you've got your dies to cut out. And with one pass, you can build up those beautiful flowers because they are multi-layered, and you've got more than one die or one cut in that one pass. Now £14.99 is the price for these. 615415 is the item number if you want to go for that particular bundle. But most of you, the vast majority of you, in fact I think almost everybody, bar nobody perhaps, I don't know, all of you were going for this whole huge collection all together because look at the saving here. We are carrying over a saving from anything else, and we're giving you that extra £5 as well. So for the whole lot, that is the 3 dies, that is the 2 sets of stamps and the dies for the flowers as well. The whole lot there is a great price, especially for Freedom members. You are saving £9.50 as a Freedom member. We're already getting through the stock quickly. Over 40% of the stock has gone. Now you can split it down as well. We've got a flexi buy option